Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hotdog Hour. You're probably wondering how I'm speaking to you right now. Don't be scared. I'm speaking to you directly through a different level of consciousness. See, the consciousness exists in layers, levels of yourself you can unlock if you're crazy or bored enough. But unlocking these layers is no easy task. Diving deep reveals that the secret of the universe is you. And there are ways to tap into those frequencies. Your mind is a radio tower, and the secrets of the universe are tuning in if you allow it. And that's what I want to examine today. What is consciousness? How does it happen? When did we turn on, and why? And how do we turn the dial up? So take a seat. The world is yours if your mind allows it. Let's get started.
Hi, my name is Alex Libutti. I am Tom Cruise's insurance agent. It's an interesting gig, you know, always keeps you guessing. Payday may be right around the corner for his family. Hey, Tom. Yes, sir, I'm watching it right now. Wonderful work, you're a genius. Hey, real quick, you said it was just gonna be one plane, I thought. No. Okay, I don't know what I'm watching then. Tom is really inspiring. Really just, you know, he pushes the boundaries with every film. Just won't stop pushing them. Just fucking. I need this to work out because I got an in-ground pool coming in next month, so. Stay alive, Tom. You. Been with Tom a long time. Yeah, picked him up in March of '93. Had just stopped working with a previous client of mine, Brandon. Tom is really supportive. You know, he gets that I have a job to do too. You know, he's got a job to do, I got a job to do. You know, I got to put food on the table. I believe in Tom, but you know, it's been tough to get my boss on board. You know, people ask, how expensive is it to insure someone like Tom Cruise? I assure you, it's a lot. Hey, so they want to do another film?
Okay.
We didn't exactly talk price, but he has no comorbidities.
I don't know what to believe. You said last time he was gonna hop on the train. I went to the theater. He's parachuting with no parachute.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he doesn't smoke, so that counts for something, right?
I'm not risking the business on this guy anymore. I have an in-ground pool coming this month.
Our firm's been struggling. Yeah. They keep telling me to get new clients, but it's like, you know, Tom and I have like a thing, you know? I mean, we've been on fucking damn near 9 missions together, you know? And quite honestly, Mission Impossible 9 is gonna be my ticket out of here. All right, just sent all my valuations up to the big man upstairs. He will approve them, and then we are gonna be sitting pretty, okay? And then my wife is gonna be sitting pretty. In-ground pool. In the fucking ground. In the fucking ground. That is some future shit. That is some Dead Reckoning shit. Am I right? All right? It's the 7th film. Yes, sir. All right, sounds wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes. Everything was approved. Production has already started, which means residuals are coming in hot.
Dude, Tom Cruise died.
He's doing a stunt?
He OD'd.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have two very special guests with me today, okay? Two ethereal beings, two bags of electric meat living on a flying space rock, two people with hearts in their chests and brains in their head, okay? My first guest, I'm very excited to introduce. She's very lovely. She's very funny. Everyone loves her, and if you don't love her, it's you. It's you. It's not her, okay? I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Her middle name is the essence of what life should be about. She's the host of a very, very interesting podcast that you should listen to. After this, don't stop listening to this. After this, listen to it. It's called Not That Deep. She's a comedian. She's got a bun. Give it up for Dana Siegelstein.
Wow!
I said it right?
You did.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. That
I
was
know.
such a beautiful intro, Alex Libutti.
Wow, thank you so much.
Can
It's
I-
very nice to be here. Don't be afraid to clap, by the way. Don't be afraid to clap.
Okay, yeah, I felt
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
nervous. Wait, can I do something really quick?
Yes.
Okay, there's this chant that we would do at camp, and it would be like, da 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 do da roll call. So I made it with your name. Ready?
Okay, let's do it.
La booty, la booty, roll call. La booty, la booty, roll call. And then you would say, my name is Alex. Yeah, I'm really funny. Yeah, and when I shake it, yeah, let's go the bunny. Like something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay, so should we let me introduce the next guest and let's do it for all three of us at the same time. Are you down? And we'll run down the thing. Folks, you're in. As you can tell, we're getting right off to it today, okay? My next guest is someone that you know if you care about me. Because if you care about me, then you subscribe to my Patreon. And if you subscribe to my Patreon, you would know who this fucking guy is. I wouldn't even have to say anything. The fact that I have to introduce both of these guests, honestly, is a fucking... Okay. This next guest is a very talented comedian, introspective thinker, unique individual, and a fellow lover of all things New York City. Yeah, I kind of just made that last one up. He's a very talented man. He's a good friend of mine. And by the end of this, goddammit, he's going to be a friend of yours too.
You know it.
Joygill Moriah.
Oh my goodness, thank you, man.
Don't be afraid to clap, folks. All right, ready? Dana, take it away.
Okay. So mine, I forget what the first thing is. It would be like, maybe it is big booty, big booty, roll call. Big booty, big booty, roll call. My name is Dana.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, hold on. See, I need to think of one. I'm like,
You've got on cow pants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and when I shake it, yeah, I'm gonna dance. Roll call. Oh, it's Shibuya.
Oh, Shibuya.
We know Shibuya.
Shibuya. Shibuya.
Roll call.
Shibuya. Shibuya. Roll call.
My name is Joygill.
Hey.
Ooh, I couldn't get the instructions down.
That's a difficult name to rhyme
You
with.
got your dogs out.
I got my toes out.
Yeah.
And I ain't selling.
No.
So don't ask.
No.
Call. Shibuya.
My name is Alex.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah.
I am sitting
Yeah.
behind a desk.
Roll call.
Shibuya.
Wow, that was incredible. That was actually really cool. And that helps, believe it or not, usher in what I want to talk about today. Because see, folks, what just happened here was that all three of our consciousness were just imbued on the same frequency. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Have you ever been in a situation like this where you are doing you're messing around with friends, I mean, guys will freestyle and stuff. I don't know if girls
yeah.
yo, let's fucking get in a cipher.
Yeah.
But it's funny because guys will freestyle and stuff, and you can hit a point, a flow state, when you and the other people are all on the same page, and you're all
I've been in a situation where like you'll be saying something and Joygill will say something. I'm like, I was gonna say that.
Bro.
Like that's fucking crazy. So you actually helped usher this in right now. There's an ability, there's a way that I believe for your consciousness to kind of get on the same like level as someone else, right? Nothing crazy in terms of like nothing you can change. I just mean like, you know, when you just have like a really good conversation, or you just like, there are people in your life that you're just so on the fucking same page with, like, that's what just happened here. That's what just happened.
Yeah,
Were you going to say something, Joygill? I feel like you were going to say something.
I was going to say, bro, you fucking said the freestyle shit when I was thinking of the freestyle shit. So I was like,
are you serious?
You were like, oh, when the guys are freestyle, I'm like, damn, he fucking said this. And then sometimes just someone will say something, you're thinking, I'm like, he just said something, I'm thinking.
Wait, that's insane. Do you
What
see what I'm
the
talking
fuck,
about?
bro? I'm like, damn. I'm
Okay.
Like, oh, shit.
At what point in a male friendship do you start freestyling? Like, is it scary to kind of be the first one? If you just meet somebody, you're not going to freestyle right away.
That's a tough question.
It's almost a level of intimacy.
Can I tell you something? You're asking the questions that see now this is like, you know, when they do the podcast where it's like men need to understand this. Like women need to understand the freestyle frequency friendship barometer, okay?
Big
It's also
time.
called an FFB. Take it away.
No. You got a great question because it's like, first off, put the impact text on it. Second of all, it's like it's crazy you ask because I feel like I still have some friends I haven't freestyled with in a while, and it's like it's something that it's almost like a sacred moment. If you have it with someone, it has to sort of emerge like an egg. It can't just be like, yo, bro, we should freestyle. Cause then,
Yeah,
you
don't
know,
like, you don't call your friend like, yo, Joygill, you want to come like freestyle today? Like, no,
Exactly,
you just
nah.
go and you get food. And then
and you
you're
do
both
whatever.
just chilling, like, you know, and you're
It's
like
like you don't bring your friends over to play Twister. You know what I
No.
mean? Like Twister's at the house, and then someone says, "Oh, you have Twister? Let's play." And you're like, "Oh shit." Oh yeah, no doubt. So it's like just like freestyle, you can't because what are you gonna do? You start playing instrumentals like you didn't want to freestyle for the whole day. It's kind of like, you know, it's a little disingenuous if you just ask your friend to freestyle. It has to sort of happen, man.
Have you been in a situation where you're freestyling with the boys and then someone jumps in and totally kills it?
Oh yeah, all the time, man. It's like you have to. First of all, you know, I've never formally done improv, but I believe in that yes and thing.
Yeah.
If you're freestyling with the boys, everyone did a fire freestyle as long as they get in the freestyle. The biggest thing about the freestyle is you're gonna learn who's self-conscious about their craft, who's self-conscious about, you know, the cracks in their armor, who's afraid to fail, who wants to always be perfect, who has rhythm. These things you find out in a freestyle, and the earlier you learn them, or whenever you learn them, they're really significant. I've learned a lot about friends that freestyle that I'm like, oh yeah. Later on when we're adults, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why you did that. You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
so
that's why you did that.
fucking funny.
Like,
Yeah.
women open up to each other, men just freestyle.
Pretty much.
Dude, no, can I tell you something? Men freestyle and play basketball.
Fundamentally,
Men
yeah.
freestyle and actually no, I shouldn't say play basketball. Pickup is when your friend, like, if someone's like, you want to just like go to the, like, you want to just go and like shoot
got a ball?
around, like that's a fucking friend.
You know what it is too? It's not just playing pickup basketball. It's pointing at TVs that have basketball on them. That's a huge
Pointing at
male things. Yeah.
Pointing at televisions with sports on is a huge male thing to do.
Big.
That's why, see, now that's my problem because I don't really watch a lot of sports.
You don't?
So I'd like to think that my friendships really mean something because it's like, if you're friends with me, we're not like, dude, why did he trade him? Like, why would he? Like, I don't know.
Bro, it's crazy because I want to hear Dana's take on this, but you know what my response to that, Alex, is? Because I learned this from recently getting married. Bro, just fake it. And I mean this in the best way. I've learned a lot from my wife about female relationships. I just started getting into the Knicks like 2 months ago because all my friends are into the Knicks. I'm like, bro, Karl Anthony Towns is going crazy. That's all I
KAT,
have
baby,
to say.
KAT.
KT, oh my God, Jalen. They fucking lost. And then it's like, oh my God, my friends, I'm seeing a new side of all my friends that
Right.
really care about that shit. And I'm like, wow, all I said was Karl Anthony Towns is crazy. I knew the Knicks were never going to win. Why would
No,
I
of course not.
attach my
But
heart to that?
it is funny how
You know?
vulnerable a lot of people, like, I had one of my friends, the Knicks lost.
Yeah.
And one of my friends made a Instagram bubble thing, whatever. And he was like, to all the Pacers fans out there, your dad's gay, your mom's a hoe.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, okay, so see, you had no reaction. I was like, that's a lot of emotion.
Yeah,
That's
oh
a
my
lot.
God.
That is more emotion than I have seen from him in my lifetime of my friendship with him.
Oh, shit, he switched off the nonchalantness?
Oh, bro. He said, your daddy's gay, your mom's a hoe.
Damn, bro.
He's the one who
He
always.
goes, damn, bro. That's what I'm saying. That is, you want to talk vulnerability. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's vulnerable.
He's the one breaking in freestyle, though. Like, he's the one
Yes.
that's not allowing the group to continue because he has so many issues.
Oh,
No.
totally. He
But
needs a sports to activate the rest of his senses type shit.
Well, it's funny you said that.
Yeah.
Oh my, what the fuck, bro? That's
Oh,
what I was
I'm with you,
literally
bro.
about to basically say. I was like, I think that. At least this is what I've noticed. And I'm curious, both of you, I guess, can answer it because you've dated men and you are a man.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty much, I check all the boxes technically for a man. So it's like, what? I feel like a lot of guys that I know, I feel like men have, like you said, like women, like talk about themselves to each other and talk about, like, I think that men definitely generally have like a harder time doing that. I feel
Totally.
like sports or competition are an excuse to kind of let your consciousness like be something. Does
Oh,
that make
yeah.
sense? Where it's like people would say, oh, well, like you're a guy, you can't get like upset about stuff,
Yeah.
but you are allowed to get upset about sports,
Right.
right? Like, you see what I'm saying? And it's like you. And you really can't even get upset. You're allowed to get angry. You can't get you can't cry because of
Right.
sports. You could cry if you can win,
You can punch a wall.
but you
You
can
can
punch a
rage,
wall.
yeah.
That's fine. So it's like,
I got a question. Dana,
yeah.
have you ever went on like a date with a guy to like a sports event that you just did not want to go to?
I've never been on a date at a sports event.
Oh,
I,
shit.
Dana's got standards.
Yeah, and a sports bar never really either. Like, if
Yeah.
I went to a sports bar and you're locked in on the sports game, we're gonna have a problem because
I
I
hear
want.
that.
But also maybe we wouldn't because then he could be watching, I could just be talking.
You could be talking, but see, is that part of? Sometimes I laugh because I feel like. It's obviously like I'm being facetious when I say it's like there's like a running joke, you know, where it's like happy wife, happy life, or it's like, you know, the wife hates like the husband's stupid, the wife, like that's like the classic sitcom, like, you know.
Yeah.
I always found that interesting because I'm like, are those two people who are not on the same frequency? Or is that the default? Is that the frequency on how we work together? Like, I've always felt like, I always feel like a lot of people, whether it's guys that, you know, that are into sports, or it's women that, you know, that are into clothing or like material things or whatever, or it's, and these are both go both ways, whatever. But like, I feel like a lot of people are afraid to access their consciousness or their subconsciousness on a level that's not superficial. And I feel like the world today is so busy that a lot of people don't realize that they're on autopilot and they're not like tuned into their consciousness. And then I think sometimes people like, that's why like when you see people, they're like, yeah, he snapped, like, yeah, he had a corporate job and now he's like making tacos. And you're like, is that bad or is that good? Like, should you be happy for that guy? Shouldn't you be like, oh my God, he lined up? Like, does that make sense?
A little bit. I feel like it's funny, not to bring it back to the sports, the autopilot thing. I know a guy, he's an older mentor of mine, super insightful dude, plays like 17 instruments, knows them all like the back of his hand. Brilliant guy, you know what I mean? 70s guy.
Right.
We have all types of introspective conversations for hours and shit. He's always giving me game. He's the type of guy, oh, you said I gotta explain it to you, da-da-da-da-da, right? When he's watching the game, I'll try to talk to him, yo, what you think about this? What you think about that? He's like, I'm just watching the game right now. Like, it's almost like a
locked
purposeful, like, hey, I know that other thing you need from me, the insightful me, the one that just talks and gets into it. I'm purposely ignoring that because I'm going to just focus on Steph Curry.
No, well,
You know what I mean?
or he's tapped in. He's tapped, because I think that your consciousness is layered, right? Like you have your subconscious, you have your super conscious, you have your regular conscious. Like, these are all different layers of yourself that need to be satisfied in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like he enjoys talking to you and having those kind of conversations, but then it's like sometimes your brain and your heart and your soul wants to tap in and just like, we're locked into this right now, like I can't think about that, which is funny because I feel like people who are really focused or dedicated to a goal, who are really locked in, I find them to be people who I feel like are in tune with themselves And it's funny because those are the kind of people who kind of block out things. You know, people who are like super geniuses, they're like rocket scientists, but they don't remember like where they parked their car because their brain is so like, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, maybe that could be another kind of extreme. Maybe you're too deep now and you're super conscious or you're, but I feel like most people I meet aren't tapped into who they are, like, or like what they need. And it's certainly not to say that I know what I need or anything either, but it seems like some people are afraid to search for it.
I think they're scared to because it's not going to fit the norm that they're used to. Like, think about how many, let's say, men are like obsessed with sports and get their thrill from going to a sports game, screaming. Like, there's no way that all of them aren't tapped into their emotions when they're alone. Like, if that's where they're going to get things out, that cannot be the only place that they're doing it. So maybe they're just holding it in. And I wanted to bring up what the guy who I had on mine talked about active laziness because it's making me think of it. He brought up this thing called active laziness, and it's how we all fill our schedules with a million different things of like run to this place, go to this place, hang out with this person. But like none of that is actually getting you further to the place that you actually want to be.
No.
Yeah, definitely not.
So this guy who's like,
what is it called?
Active laziness.
Active laziness.
So like the guy that's stuck in his corporate career and then one day snaps and is like, I want to make tacos. I feel like that's him accessing a different part of his brain where he's like, wait, this makes me happy and I actually can go for that.
Definitely.
Right, instead of just filler time or I should do this, I should do that. And it's certainly not to say that you shouldn't be a bum. Like, you should work and you should make money and you should. I mean, listen, we live in New York City. You have to work. You have to work here. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong, like we were saying to the other extreme. You shouldn't be someone who totally is tapped into their consciousness. Like that, you know, the Sam Morril joke? When he goes, if I listen to Sam Morril goes, if I listen to the voice in my head, I'd be a sometimes gay street fighter. But it's true. You know, it's like, listen, if I indulged every impulse I had, I would be like dead. I mean, like most people would be, right? Like, so it's like, how do you access, what do you two do to access what you feel like is your consciousness and what you really need? Like, do you take time to be alone from people? Like the active laziness really resonates with me because I feel like I'm someone who runs myself ragged all the time. And then I'm always like finding myself at home at like 1 a.m. going like, what happened? How is it like 1 a.m? What the fuck? Like what, I guess my question is like, how do you know when you're straying too far from yourself and how do you bring yourself back?
I started journaling. Do you guys journal?
I do, but not routinely. I need to more.
Same. From time to time. I write things wherever. Notes, journal, write down, but yeah.
I'm just the person, I'm like so dramatic. I like only journal when it's like bad. I'm like, today it will never get better. You know? I'm like never like, today was cool. Yeah, I had good pizza. Like, no, it's just like, it's 2 a.m. and I haven't slept.
Just chicken scratch.
Yeah.
I feel like there's value to writing when things are bad though, because then you can look back. Like, I stopped drinking this year, which is relevant because it has been such a sobering experience where I have no escape of my feelings. So like, if I feel any type of way, I can't just have a drink and then like push it off until the next day. Like, and I think that we all have ways of like pushing things off, whether it's sports, whether it's going on a shopping spree, whether it is going on another vacation and then getting home and being like, I'm so out of my routine.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's so easy to get out of your routine and then it takes so much mental strength to get back in.
I'm definitely like in that kind of space actually, because like to echo you, Alex, like I definitely was someone where I'm like, I'm gonna do 15 things today. Like I'm gonna go to Midtown and do 50 things. I'm gonna see 15 people. I'm coordinating my events. Like
I'm that kind of I'm like, okay, so I gotta go to work. Then I'm gonna go film this. Then I got a spot. Then I'm gonna go hang out with Joygill. Then we're gonna and it's like, dude, no. Like,
oh no. I remember because I got it so down pat where I was like, I'm looking at like the Metro North schedule and being like, I can get here and have 5 minutes to do this thing and pick up here and do this.
Yeah.
And so I'm with like my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, oh, we're gonna go up to visit my mom real quick, to say hi, and then we're gonna go back on the Metro North and then go into Manhattan and then transfer to meet your friend. And then we missed the train because we were walking, and I'm used to walking by myself, so I could make it, right? But now I'm walking with another person. I can't just speed down.
She's slow as fuck.
She's slow as fuck. Yeah. So she's not like a full New Yorker.
Joygill's got a hell of a stride.
Yeah, big stride. You know, hence the feet. But yeah, she.
Yeah, those dogs are cooling right now.
She had to like calm me down and make me realize like, yo, like, you're okay, even though you didn't kind of, you know, fully accomplish this intricate like plan you did. Like, you're good. The rest of this stuff is not gonna fall apart. Like, it's actually better. You know what I mean,
dude? And it's funny because you don't realize how much, you know, there's so much pressure that you put on yourself subconsciously that you consciously are aware of, but you don't know how to address it. Like I so often like will like be unable to sleep, or I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep. And you're like, it's so funny because there have been times when I've been like, I've almost like laughed at myself. I'm like, this is so like, I'm stressed out and there's like no, like I'm not.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I'm just chilling, but like I'm stressed out. Like why? Like what's happening? You know? And those are the times when I realize I'm like, dude, whatever you're doing. And it's funny because you do know, like you do know. You're like, I'm doing this too much, or I'm not doing this enough, or I'm not making enough time for this. Like, it's so interesting how it's like we know ourselves, but we don't at the same time. And it's like you're yourself, but you still need to figure out what's going on.
No, that's real.
Like, it's so weird. Like,
I wish I was high right now. Like this is how I think when I'm high.
Yeah.
Do you guys smoke weed?
Definitely. Well, oh yeah. Why did I even question that?
I don't know.
Wait, do you?
Well,
I was like, I can't
He's
speak
like,
for Alex.
where's my parole officer? Like, let me make sure.
Yeah.
Whenever I get high and I watch a reality show, I'm like, that's scripted.
right? You can just tell.
Like your mind enters a sphere. Like I picture it as tiramisu, where like now that I'm high, my floodgates are almost opened, where I'm like, that's fake.
Right.
I hear that, right.
And why do I look the way I do?
Right.
Sensory.
Like, it's so weird. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, no, I think that so you actually brought me to a point I also want to talk about. This is nice. So basically I was saying that I've always been fascinated by every other civilization ever in history, except for us, used drugs in like strategic ways, right? So I'm not advocating for like, I'm not saying everybody should be stoned and like, or everybody should be drunk, or everybody should be like taking ayahuasca like every day. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I think that other civilizations had a greater respect for life and the earth just in general. Like, obviously we know like everyone's like, you know, the Indians would kill the Native Americans. Sorry.
I'm like,
sorry.
I'm not getting canceled.
But you know, people always say, oh, the Native Americans would kill an animal and then they'd pray and they'd use all of it and blah, 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 blah. And so, you know, I feel like that was the same approach they took to drugs. Like the Vikings would always create some sort of ritualistic scenario and then they would like trip balls, or they would, you know what I mean? The Native Americans would sit and they would smoke the pipe, and it would be like for a specific, it wasn't just because like, yeah, whatever, I'm fucking bored, you know. It'd be like, yeah, wildebeests are pretty slow, we can be stoned.
It's
like,
definitely
it's
like
not,
a generational
like,
thing.
so I feel like, isn't it funny that we're the first, and I don't know if this is right, I'm just saying it's just something I've noticed, like we're the first civilization to, you know, index drugs and mind-altering substances and like these are bad and these are okay and whatever. And we're also probably the most spiritually vacant people ever. You know what I mean? But we got more cash than ever.
Facts.
God, we got money. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's funny. It's funny how it's like the Native Americans, like, it's like, I think I'm like, okay, so the Native Americans were really in touch with themselves and they're, oh, that's really cute. You're broke as fuck. You're broke as fuck. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah,
so it's like, what? Do you think that that's just coincidence, or do you think that like maybe we are almost abusing them? Like maybe we're all smoking too much weed. Everyone is smoking weed every day and we're just smoking it to like do the laundry. And it's like, no, dude, you should be like setting up a scenario and using it once a month or something. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that that's by design? Do you think that like there are, if I was someone in charge, I'd be like, I don't want them to start realizing they have free will. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you think that do you think we tamp down our consciousness now today?
I think
in today's world.
I feel like right now it's almost like the consciousness is actually hella untamed, but in the worst possible way.
It's like unruly consciousness.
It's hella unruly because I'll see people like just in like states, bro, like vape, like what's the word, vacant states, or just like I'm like, or even just states of rage. Like, have you ever seen people who are just clearly angry and shit like this? I'm like, wow, like.
Yeah, no, I take the subway.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Like, I've been outside.
And like, you know, it's like you really don't know what people are on, like what concoctions people are on, like medications, drugs they're using, fucking high fructose corn syrup. Like,
no, dude, you're right.
yeah.
Like, 'cause it used to just be like, it used to just be like you're drunk or that guy's on cocaine or that guy's on PCP or something or that guy's tripping.
Bro,
like now it's
shit.
like,
bro, we on fluorescent lights, bro. Like it's too much shit. And I remember watching some like little lecture on this, and someone was saying like, oh, you know, this is not my citation, whatever. Someone was like, you know, the reason why things like acid and shit like that isn't even as like wavy as it was in like the 70s and 60s and all that is because now they can put that type of experience in a fucking video game for you. They can put that shit in a TV show. They can do an editing trick. Like the shit people make in terms of media is almost competing with the drugs, and people are hooked on that shit. And it's easier to make. You can call it illegal. It's gonna get out there. You know what I mean? And like it's funny because again, you said like we have access to all these drugs, bro. Like these young people are doing like pills now.
bro.
Like they're not even on some cosmonaut shit. Like there's no.
I know, like kids used to just smoke pot. Like
exactly.
Kids used to just smoke pot out of an apple in the
forest.
cul-de-sac. Yeah, like they just now it's like fucking. I mean, I even have some friends. They'll be like, "Yo, like last weekend we were like I got a buddy. He's like, "Yo, last weekend we were taking 2C." I'm like, "What?"
Bro, 2C.
Wagon wheel Watusi? What is that?
It's what? Who had it? Stefan Diggs. Who had it on the boat? Someone on the
Oh
boat.
shit! I don't even know, bro. I know what it is, but I don't even follow it like that. It's basically like.
It's like pink cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of interesting, but
It's not good. Don't do it. It's not good.
I think with like how different cultures use it also, like I feel our culture is so inclined to use it to escape.
Oh yeah.
It's that escape of these past civilizations, the people that were using it were doing it in like a spiritual manner, in a way to better themselves, maybe in a way to heal.
Yeah.
And now it's quote for fun.
Yeah.
But what fun is coming from it?
It's almost been like bastardized. Like it's like we've like perverted it. Like
Crazy
like
bastardized.
well, because you know what it is. It's funny you said that. It's like that. You just said something that I think really captures the essence of our culture right now, because it's like we are using something to escape that people used to use to connect or to get like we're trying to like blast off and escape reality, and we're using the same thing that people used to use to become more grounded.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
isn't that kind of wild? Like,
Repeat
like,
that.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
like
no,
I'm
it
saying,
makes a lot
we're
of sense.
taking shit, and we're all smoking pot because we want to escape.
Yeah.
Whereas the Native Americans would get together and smoke weed
Yeah.
because they found it as a way to talk to God or connect with nature. Like,
It was more ritualized.
and they
bro.
got grounded and connected after they felt good. Whereas like now people do drugs and they get anxious and they get like scared and they get like bug out. Like,
It's nuts. I
so
remember
weird.
I had a few friends. I really learned not to do or experiment stuff with any other people. Not even because of a bad thing, but because I saw some people just doing something completely wrong. They were doing psilocybin, mushrooms. I don't know which one of those is better for the sensors, but they were like passing around a little bag and just it was like a group of like 4 buddies of mine, a little younger than me, all passing around like a small bag of mushrooms and trying to break it up amongst 8 people. And I was just like,
That's some
if you
high
got-
school shit.
Huh?
That's some high school shit.
This was not high school shit, and I was just looking at them like, wow. Cause you guys think this is some I'ma be trippy shit. You don't realize like, oh, you're about to like unravel your mind. But also you don't even realize, bro, you're not about to do anything. You're splitting it amongst 8 people. And I was trying to tell them like, bro, why are y'all splitting it? Like they were like, nah, we're gonna be fucking lit. I was like, you guys are just so fucking dumb. But I watched them for the next 2 hours, like, wow, they think they're actually on mushrooms and they're not doing anything.
They're not doing shit.
Yeah, and it's because there's no reverence for this stuff anymore. It's like
There's
you buy it
no-
off anybody, bro.
Well, there's
Yeah.
no respect at all for like nature anymore. Like, hey, dude, can I tell you something? Honestly, nature is a nuisance now. Like, we're like, oh, it's raining. Like, fuck, it's hot.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god, like, you know what I mean? It's like that's like where we're at. Like, where it's like we almost like are living backwards. Like kind of what you said,
trippy.
like the fluorescent Like I
It's
feel more
hella
comforted
trippy.
by these like than I do. You know what I mean? Like this is more alien what we're doing right now. We're in like a climate controlled room. Like,
Yeah, it's OD.
optimized for audio. Like
Right, soundproof. I walked into Bread's Bakery today, and the guy who was getting me my baked stuff was like, "Ugh, is it so gross outside?" I said, "No, it's a beautiful day outside." He goes, "Oh, I was just making conversation."
Oh my god.
I said, "It's a stunning day outside. You should be grateful for it. You're alive today." And he was like, "Oh, I love that." And I think there is just such a lack of appreciation for nature, because if you're not actively putting yourself in front of it, how are you going to appreciate it?
especially living here.
Oh yeah.
Even people, if you're not putting yourself actively in front of like an older generation or like extended family, how are you going to appreciate them?
Dude, it's true. And you know what? It's funny you said that, because that is, I think, why a lot of like I always feel bad for like whoever the youngest generation, like Gen Z's not the youngest generation anymore, but they're like the current young people who are like, you know, you're the reason everything's going this way. You're
Yeah,
not.
so called.
So it's like I feel like each generation is more separated and secluded, like kind of bringing back what we said before, where, you know, Native Americans, or even before that, when humans would live more in tribes like that, it's like you were all together all the time, and your elders were there and the young people were there, and it's like, first of all, we don't respect old people at all anymore. Old people are a burden when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm like,
not
speak
to-
for
not to
yourself.
me.
They're
They're
adorable.
my favorite demographic.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we
no.
love- we
I
love
fucking
Beverly,
love
yeah.
them.
That's super
60,
Jewish.
65
Big
plus,
me.
let's fucking go. Yeah. But no, but it's like
There's a disconnect. A social
there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes I think about like I'll catch myself like going into like a store, and like a weird kid who's like in Gen Z like doesn't like, you know, he's like at the counter, he's like and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But then I'm like, yeah, but it's not his fault that he's just like living in a world now that's like weird, and like we don't talk to each. You know what I mean? Like it's like they just don't know. Like,
But you know
and
what it
it's
is,
like,
bro? Sorry. What'd
no.
you-
I mean that's it. I'm just saying, and they would know if we were all together. It's like we all have like separated ourselves like
Yeah.
by generation, like, and it's like creating like a vacant sort of like there's a collective consciousness that has to exist for something to just work, for like a system or a society to work, right?
No,
And
I
it's
agree
like
with you.
it feels like it's faltered a little.
I was gonna say I agree with that, man. It's funny because the first thing that came to mind with that is like the Gen Z so-called generation. They don't really have idols like we have, and obviously having idols. is
Really,
great.
that's interesting.
When I say idols, I'm taking it back. Like people will see like freaking Fonzie or Elvis or Ray Charles, and
Right.
like, yo, I'm gonna dress like Fonzie. I'm gonna try and talk like this person.
Right.
The people that the Gen Z folks have to emulate aren't actually cool. They're actually very antisocial. Like most of their idols are people who like
Who are viral on the internet, who
Yeah.
are right, who
Yeah.
are living a very specific lifestyle. Who, by the
Fully.
way, it's funny you say that, because it's like that. I was talking to someone else about this recently, where I was like, dude, there's no like celebrities anymore,
Not
because
really.
like you don't know, like in terms of like everyone's just like, oh, you don't know him? Like, you don't,
Yeah.
like, they have, like, like, dude, every day you meet comedians. I meet comedians I've never heard of, and they're like, oh, I'll follow you. And you follow them, and you're like, you have 1 million followers?
tripped out.
Like, what? Like, what? Like, who are you? And I don't mean that as, like, an insult. I'm just saying there's so many people now. It's, like, crazy. And there's so many things and avenues, like, that exist in the world and online that it's like it almost is bringing us full circle again. So here's the thought I had on the way here. I was in the subway, and you know, there's people performing in the subway. There's a guy rapping, there's a guy doing like opera, there's another dude who's doing something, and they all have their little like, give me some money, or here's my Instagram, whatever. And I'm like, dude, we're almost back in like medieval times when everybody was just kind of like had their own thing, and they're like, well, I put my soapbox, you know, at the subway station, and I preach every day, and people come and listen, and they give me money. And it's like, that's almost like what we're doing again now, like where it's like you can just do something now, like you don't have to be in like an institution, and you can just be like you can just be like, yeah, this is my thing, like, oh, I'm the guy that yells every morning in the subway. Like, I'm the subway wake up guy. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, like we're
true,
creating this, like, which I guess isn't, I don't know, it's not good or bad. I mean, it just is what it is. But Do you think that that could be a push in the right direction to help people get more grounded again, like in tune with their consciousness? Or do you think we're like totally splintering? This is like late stage capitalism. Everyone's just floundering and like doing whatever.
You can tell when people know who they are.
Facts.
Wow.
Big facts.
It is.
You just
so-
summarized everything I was trying to say. That was
it-
amazing.
It is jarring when you meet someone and you're like, you know who you are, you figured it out, and that's good on you. You can tell when someone is not bothered that somebody doesn't agree with them.
Yes.
Somebody might think they're a little weird.
Gives a fuck.
Who fucking cares?
Who gives a fuck?
And that person, to bring it back, that is now making tacos instead of working a corporate job, isn't failing. He's realizing that that's not what he's supposed to be doing. And a lot of people maybe like are supposed to be working a corporate job, and that's fine.
I know a lot of comedians that should be working corporate jobs.
Totally. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
But like you can tell when someone is aware of who they are, and like I think the people that we deem as crazy are just doing it right.
Totally, dude. See, now that's how I feel. Now, see, I'm personally not really a fan of Kanye West. Well, I just became a fan of him like in the last couple months.
Yeah,
Really.
his-
Haven't heard his music, but
I
I'm
just
a
feel
big
like
fan of
his beliefs are so
Yeah, I find him to be really an
gorgeous.
engaging speaker.
The
Yeah.
Jesus walks.
The Jesus Walk. Yeah, that guy. That's what he's known for now.
sex tape with Kim Kardashian.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Gotcha.
No, but seriously though, I know what you're saying. Like, isn't it so refreshing? And it's like the people you can't exactly put your finger on it, but you're just like, I just fucking love being around. Like, I love being around you two. You know what I mean? And it's really, in part, the crux of it is because you guys are yourself. And it's so refreshing to be around people who have their own opinions and have their own personality, and they're not like, you know, like sometimes it's crazy. Like sometimes like I like sometimes like it's so funny when you can just like talk to someone and you're like, oh, okay, so like you like country music. Like, you know what I mean? You talk to someone, you're like, okay, like you love hip hop music, or you know what I mean? Like you can just tell, like you can just see someone on the subway and be like, you love computers, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, and it's like, what? Like, do you think that you decide your consciousness, or does your consciousness decide who you are?
I gotta jump in on that off the rip. Like, first, because you said something earlier that I thought I really wanted to touch on, where you were like, sometimes you'll be up at 2 a.m. and you'll just be.
Yeah,
I had
let's
to-
talk about it.
I'm someone who's always been interested in my consciousness, right? And I had an epiphany moment a few years back. I couldn't even tell you when, where I actually accepted that the shit I do that I don't understand, that's me, but it's not myself. So, like, for example, if something in me is feeling like I gotta stay up at 2 a.m., Joygill, might not want to stay up at 2 a.m., but I'm gonna let that thing stay up till 2 a.m.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Because they need that shit.
Yes.
And if I deny them that shit, it's gonna start fucking with me. You know what I mean? So it's like, the more I started did that, I have a very like vivid memory of a time right after I graduated high school, but like right before college. Basically, like I knew high school was over, but it wasn't done. But I knew college was coming. I was just like, oh shit, I'm about to come to the next stage of my life.
Right.
I freaking walked into the living room in the dark. My mom is sleeping in her bedroom, and I was just fucking jamming and dancing and listening to fucking music for like 4 hours. And I was borderline making noise. I was trying to be silent because obviously I didn't want to wake my mom up. But I remember that night because that was the night where I was like, yo, like, you can let your body kind of be free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let
You
your
can
mind,
let it be free. And in a weird way, that almost wasn't you.
Exactly.
Then. That wasn't you.
kicking
That
ass.
was a different layer. It was you, but it was a different layer of yourself. Like, I always say this where I'm like, I don't know how to describe this. You guys you'll probably get it. I'm sure you guys will, but it's like, because of what you just said. But sometimes I feel like I'm definitely a night owl, and I've always been. I feel like I'm a different person when it's dark. Like, and not in like a, like, not like I'm like a werewolf or like I totally like not like, you know, where I'm like,
No
like
Diddy.
I'm not like not like when I was emo and like now I feel like I'm not myself. Like, I mean, like, the way that my thought process when it's dark is different and something I can't recreate during the day.
Say more, like how?
Like I don't really feel creative during the day. I don't I don't always feel like good during the day. Like sometimes I feel like sad and stuff during the day, or sometimes, and I like the sun. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like I enjoy going outside. Like today was a nice day. Yeah. And like I went outside and I was like, oh, I have to run to the store. Like I'm going to do it during the day because it's nice out and it was beautiful and I enjoyed it. But I feel when it's dark out, I'm finally like in tune with myself. And I feel like I can finally, when it's dark, I'm like, okay, it's like my time now. Now it's like I almost feel like I can breathe better and I can just like, I can like think clearly about things. It's like different. I don't know how to explain it. It's like at night I'm able to tap into a layer of my consciousness that I'm not usually able to otherwise. And it just seems like it's because it's dark out. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I feel like when it's dark, I'm more hopeful. I feel like I like if a salesman should call me at night, right? Like okay, if a salesman, like if a guy called me at like midnight, and he was like, so it's a software as a service platform, I'd be like, yes, 10 of them, like that. Like, do you guys feel like that? Like, I feel like different times of day, and it's like some people are morning people. Like I'm not a morning person, you know what I mean? I'm not necessarily like grumpy in the morning, but like I can't, it takes me so long to get out of bed. It takes me so long to like, I'm a drag in the morning. Like I'm like dragging my feet. But at night, or even right now, I'm like we're talking and it's like I'm ready to go. Like I'll do this for 4 hours.
Bro, it's the moon though. You gotta remember, like, about to tap into my spiritual bag.
Do it, please.
The moon has just as much, like,
ours looks good.
Just as much of a significant effect on us as the sun, bro. Our body's 80% water. I'm gonna cut it off there because I don't want to get into the, you know, culty vibes.
What do you mean cut it off? Let's go,
bro.
We're talking.
Internet,
bro, aliens are gonna come up within the hour. Don't
you
worry.
already got me on camera.
Don't
bro.
worry.
Every person on the internet who says one of these two to three phrases together starts moving crazy. They say the moon something, moon blank anything. That's a Mad Lib. Then they hit
we're
you
going
with the
Capricorn
80%
horoscope.
water. Yeah, and then they're just like, we need to get some land. I'm not trying to control with the we need to get some land. But so let me dial it back. But and like you said, and you know, like you mentioned, like you know, Native American indigenous cultures before, they had a reverence for that. The moon was just as important as the sun to them, and they did or believed certain parts of the human consciousness, the human experience, come out under the moon versus the sun. And I would say I agree with you, bro. Sometimes I feel like part of it is just that collective consciousness of like, you know, other people are asleep right now.
Yeah.
And so you do feel like you're in kind of a different world from the world of the typical.
And you are. I mean, dude, nighttime is creepy and cool and it's scary, but it's also comforting. Like I almost every night will walk around my neighborhood like when it's dark. Like I'll do it tonight after this. I'll do it at like 11:30 or like midnight, and I'll just walk around and I'll just like think about stuff. And I feel like it's my time to like decompress and think about things. And I just like looking at stuff. Like, I don't know. I just like, I feel like I feel inspiration when I see like the old buildings. I love like the old buildings here and stuff. Like, it's like, so I don't know. It's something I've always been aware of. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, I got to try to go to bed. And I couldn't. I would like try to force myself to go to sleep. And then I eventually, kind of like you, I was like, I'm just going to stay up. And then you're like, oh, shit gets cool. Like, we're up now. Cool, we're tapping into another layer. Right?
You get to actually speak to yourself a bit more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you need that shit, bro. I can't speak to myself at 3 p.m. sometimes.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a different
shit.
mindset. I'm not, I can't, like, it's 3 o'clock. The sun is out. Everyone's out and about. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit and write something. I'm not going to, like,
You know what it is? There's nothing you possibly need to do at that time, because I feel like during the day
it's truly your time.
I feel like, and my brother had spoken to me about this too, because he was telling me about like he likes to get up at 4 now because he just wants to beat his family.
Same difference. Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it's just like, almost lost my train of thought there. I did lose my train of thought there.
Well, he gets so he gets up at 4. So you're saying, so wait, so we were saying how
he probably feels like the same as the late nighters feel, that he's doing so much while everyone else is asleep. But I was gonna you go. No, you please, you go.
The thing for him is like and this is what I feel is like, when you're up during the daytime, it's a persistent feeling that something is going to ask something of you. You have your obligations, of course, but like anytime a phone can ring, a phone can call, someone can message you, hey, can I do this? Can you need this? There's things you're forced to respond to you. So you're constantly responding to things and acting on things, and you know, you're honestly, we're a bit overstimulated even without the TikToks. Nighttime, no one's gonna call you at 3 a.m. No one should be calling you at 3 a.m. You shouldn't be getting an email at 3 a.m. You shouldn't be getting any type of knocking in. Oh, knocking on the door. You want to buy Verizon? What
right.
the fuck? Yeah.
And when you do have phone calls that late, they're always incredible.
Oh yeah, it's magical.
Because
shit.
they're always with people, and you're always talking about wild shit. Because to your point too, and it's like that's something that I believe. I'm like, it's just a thing, some ethereal thing in your body. Like it's like your body. Obviously, your body has like circadian rhythm. Your body knows it's dark. It's whatever. But like, I'm telling you, dude, it's like people change at night. Like I don't think everyone does, but I feel like I do, and I feel like a lot of people do, and I think that's why we party at night. Like you don't party. I mean, you can have a day drink, whatever, but that's what idiots do in college. Like do you see what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like they're almost perverting it. Like we're all perverting weed and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's different things for different times, and I don't think it happened by accident. I think that there are layers of your mind and your soul that know even if you don't know, and they kind of steer you like in that direction. Like I view it like that. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like you were gonna say something. What were you gonna say?
It's everything happens for a reason. Like the reason why you're being drawn to certain things, or why your body wants to stay up, and you're like allowing that. You're saying yes, Jeannie. I was gonna say
definitely just Jeannie.
I was gonna say I am the most creative. Like I've thought of most of my stand-up content when I'm laying in bed ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because I have no distraction. Like that is the first time that I am alone with my thoughts. Because during the day, like the second I'm not doing something, I'm like, oh, let me just check my phone.
Yeah.
I don't have time for my brain to be like, wait, I was thinking of this really funny idea.
You need to be bored, dude. You need to wander. You need to, and that's what I'm saying. Like if I was someone in charge, I mean, granted, I'm a conspiracy guy, but it's like if I was someone in charge, I'd be like, bro, Instagram and Facebook and all that shit, like, let's go. Like, tamp these people down so they don't have time to think about anything, and they can just, like, drone on for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and then we take the ayahuasca, and we go to Mars. Like, but it's like, I think that your brain is like a radio, right? Like we said that, I said that in the beginning. Like your brain is like a radio tower, and it takes in frequencies. Like I believe that it's like you said, why were you up in the living room at that moment? Because you were just getting something was incoming, and you just had to answer the call. Like just like when you have to pee, and you're like, I gotta pee. Like, you know, I have to. What are you gonna do? You have to do it. Like, or otherwise there's some bad shit happens. But it's like there are different frequencies for different like behavior or emotions, right? Like, you know how you can feel a vibe when you walk in a room and two people were fighting. You're like. Or on the flip side, you know, when you walk into like a house and you're like, oh my God, there's so much like this family loves each other. Like, wow, this is like a great place. Like, right. Like, or you come to the Hotdog Hour studio. You're like, am I going to be stabbed? Like, what's going to happen to my organs? Are they going to be sold?
You know, something I like to see similar to that is like, I've developed a real interest in like, I like to see people flirting. But not watch people obviously flirt, like watching people watching and being like, oh shit, she was flirting with him and he missed it.
That's
or like,
funny.
Oh, he was going for it and she wasn't feeling it.
No, dude, and can I tell you something? That's actually flirting is a great example, because talk about something that is risky and needs to, if you're not on the same frequency, it's not going to work.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it could be serious, like you could be like grabbing somebody and that's not cool. Or it could be as simple as like, you know, you fucking, I mean, you're a guy. We've both been, you go and try to say something to a girl and they're like, what? And you're like, oh boy. And you're like, we were not on the same, you know what I mean? We're not on the same frequency. And it's like, do you think that flirting is a miracle, or do you think, this is what I think, everyone is a receiver and flirting is a result of both of you? It's a result of two people being open to receiving, right? Like open to receiving some sort of, even if you're not compatible, like it's like people just like, and cause like, you know, sometimes people like each other, but they can't be together, or they are together, but they're not good together, but they're together. Like, it's like, everyone's operating on all these fragmented layers that I feel like the goal of life is to like find yourself through these different
like a tonal
endeavors.
thing.
Like, what'd you say?
It's like a tonal thing though, because like I feel like one of the things I learned with flirting as an example is that like people think, because we watch too much TV and all that shit, people think flirting is like, hey, sexy,
Right.
But really, flirting sometimes never happens with any like you could be saying, oh, are you gonna come to work tomorrow or blah blah
Right.
blah. And they're like, oh, you're gonna stay home. Oh, cool. And then you're not even catching that there's these little in between.
There's
the line
little,
things.
you know, I love when you make cookies. Like,
Exactly.
you are like so good at that. You know,
I was
yeah.
thinking about cookies too. Yeah, it's that.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you there are certain things that people say, and it's funny because maybe that also is a level of frequency, because why are some people so tactful and smooth at flirting and some people are just like, can we fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're hot. Like, remember Wolf of Wall Street when he goes, she's perfect. Like, you know, it's like some guys do that.
Yeah.
And then some guys are so cool and smooth. And you're like, what? They're both human beings. Like, what's the disconnect here? How come one is more in tune and one isn't? And it's like, I think everybody can get to all of it. Like, I think that there's no, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say right now. Like, can you, what were you were going to say something. I'm sorry. I totally cut you off.
I'm like a visual learner. Like, the way that I'm picturing two people when they're talking, it's like they both have their radio dials and they're kind of, some are up, some are down. And then all of a sudden they meet. And then it's like, you don't need to be saying, hey, sexy. You don't need to be kissing. You can just feel it, because that's energy. Like, you know when someone has such warm energy?
Yes.
Yep.
Like, you can feel that. The same way you can feel tension in a room or really good vibes in a room. Like, you can feel those things. And, like, I think it is in the universe. Like, our consciousness, I think, also exists outside.
I do too. I believe that our, you know, it's the same as you meet some people and you go, man, I don't care what you believe. This is not your first life. You know, you meet people and you go, this is not your, there's no way that this is the first time you're doing this. There's just no way. Like, you meet some people who are so in tune with themselves and with other people, and you're just like, something else has to be happening here. And like, I agree with you where it's like, we are the universe, right? Like, I was talking about this in another episode where I was like, everything's made of matter, right? Like there's science to prove this. We're not hippie crazy people. Like, everything's made of matter. The universe is made of matter. We came from the universe. Guess what, bitch? We're the sun and the moon and the stars, motherfucker.
Fully.
And the sun is us. And you're me.
Yeah.
And you're me. And you're talking to me. It's actually you.
Yeah.
You know what I
Fully.
mean? Like, it's like their consciousness is just one state of being, right? Like, it's just, it's you have a physical being, and then you have a soul and you have a consciousness. And it's like, I think that they can exist in like a spatial location, kind of like what you're saying. Like, is that what you're saying? Like I always think of, like, you know how, like, you know, like, so like you, like, there's the, like, the theory of relativity, right? Like, Einstein was like, time, everything's happening at the same time. Like, we're not in a linear, we're in a 4-dimensional existence.
Yeah.
And at first you hear that and you're like, well, how does that make any sense? Like, so like, they're like, you know, they're burning Troy right now also, like, while we're recording this podcast.
Right,
like,
yeah.
how does that make sense? But it's like, if we go outside, like, we'll leave after this, right? And we'll be outside, and if we look up in the sky, we're seeing stuff that is the past.
Yeah. The stars are already
The stars that we're seeing are already dead. It's just that it literally hasn't reached us yet. So when you look up in the sky, you are time traveling. When you look up in the sky, like,
This is my guy.
like,
right
like
here.
I'm saying,
Let me just put that out there
listen to
real
this,
quick.
ready? We're
Yeah,
here
yeah.
right now and it's 2025, right?
Yeah.
You look up in the sky and it's the year 1000.
You bugging. But that's
So
crazy.
we have just proven that time can exist in multiple layers. That proves it.
Big.
So why can't your consciousness exist across different planes of existence over time? Like, why couldn't you have, maybe you lived when Orion's belt was over here, And then after your physical body dies, your consciousness finds itself again somewhere else. And you're not in the same world, but we already see this from history. Everything changes, but it really doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's like some people I think have been here before, and I think it's their consciousness, and I think that every time you run through it, you maybe can tap into your subconscious more or your superconscious more, and it's like that's why some people just fucking get it, and some people I'm sorry, I'm like totally going off on a tangent here.
No,
but I totally didn't mean to just do that. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, we can prove with science that shit's real. So, like, what the fuck's going on?
Bro, I wanted to just jump in because I thought Dana made a great point when, like, you can feel warm energy or tension in a room from people. It's like, I feel like, because what you're trying to get at is more like, can we pinpoint it? But what if it's more just like, we have to kind of be aware of it and nurture it? Like, I'm thinking, like, you have to be, like, a great party host. But just in general, like, that vibe is just like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, are you doing good? You know, just kind of giving to the sort of vibe of an environment the best you can. It's like you walk into a place and you want to fight, like a bar. People can feel that even if they don't even see you. The reverse of that, where it's like, okay, I'm walking into this place. My goal is to treat everyone as positively or genuinely as I can. And it doesn't have to be this wordy thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I really love that jacket and you're so amazing. Like, you don't have to verbalize it all the time. You more just have to you have to treat them the way you feel like you want to tell them. It's like you want to tell somebody, oh, this person's amazing, I love you. Sometimes you have to do an act that demonstrates that, as opposed to just saying it, because that's a thing that will actually kind of stay in their conscious, if that makes sense. Like, even if they forget your name, this, that, and the third, they'll remember you in the sense of, oh, there was that person that would come in every now and then. It's actually very... You know what I mean? It's not the, oh, your name is in lights at the top of my fucking friend list, contact list of my phone. It's just like, oh, no, you're a good person. And I recognize that. And I'm carrying that with me every time I come into this job or I go to this place. At least that person was good. You know what I mean? I've experienced that where, like, I've had people kind of remember me from things, or I remember people and it's like, we're in totally different places of our lives. But that thing was good that we had. You know, there was some kind of, you know, this time that we're sharing, whether it's a friendship that's a short term or long term, you're like, yo, we actually brought a little bit of light into our lives. Or even if we separate or something else, we're going to carry that with us, like, wherever we go, you know? It's like seeing an old friend or something like that.
That's really nice.
You know?
That is really cool. When you, like, act authentically also, that's how someone's going to remember you.
Definitely.
And yeah, I don't even remember what some people and my conversations look like, but I remember how they made me feel. And when you see them again, it's like, this happened today. I forgot this girl's name that I was meeting with, and I was like, you had a really bad day last time I saw you. How are you doing? Like, I remembered, and she was like, thank you so much for remembering. I'm so much better. And like,
nice.
That's on me for remembering, but that's also like on her for allowing me to even give a shit.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Like, if she was giving me this harsh energy, I'm not going to take the time to actually care about someone like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The energy that you give out is the energy that you're getting. So if people are remembering you for something, you did something good.
Fully. But it's funny because in your situation, right, like, you're talking about this time travel thing. It's like that person told you that so much later, like so much earlier.
Yeah.
But then come back later, you just hit them back with, like, you're doing better now. You kind of hit them with a milestone. Like, I remember you from a low point. Now you're back at a high. What's up? You know?
It's like journaling.
Where true, you can check back. You can check back.
And I think
on
journaling
things.
is important because you know what the good thing is though about journaling when things are bad is reading it a week later and going, I'm such a fucking, you know, and it's like, not to make fun of yourself, but it's like that's important too, to be like, you see, dude, you freak out and it's fine.
You gotta make fun of yourself.
You make it.
No, humor is so key, and I think also like in the field that the three of us are partaking in, like, you need to be able to laugh at yourself.
Oh yeah.
Life's stupid and funny.
We're stupid.
But that's what makes it. That's what makes it beautiful. Is
Yeah.
that like life is so funny because it's like it's so deep and it's so serious and it's so final.
Yeah.
And it's so permanent and it's so dumb and it's so pointless
also, like,
and
not that
boring and
deep.
silly.
And like,
plug.
yeah, like we're all just doing our freaking best.
Yeah, fully.
And we're all doing our own thing. Like when you pass someone on the street, like I don't know if you had a really hard day today. I have no idea because you're showing up and you're present.
Facts.
And unless you want to elicit that information to me, I'll never know.
That's true. But you got me on a high point already.
Right.
You know? Even if I did have a bad day, you might have just erased that.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, she tends to do that.
I don't want all that work.
She tends to have that effect.
Yeah.
Wait, so what do you guys think? Like,
I feel like Alex keeps trying to talk like deep.
Look at the hands.
Not deep stuff, but like I love where your head's at, and then I feel like we keep getting sidetracked. We're like, yeah. So the other day I was walking down the street.
No, it's perfect. No, I feel like I'm being way too much right now.
No, I love it.
We're
Like
good.
keep it because it keeps I'm thinking so hard when you're talking. Like you're speaking so big that like I can't even.
Okay, cool. Because I felt bad. Like I was
process.
like totally talking over you guys like forever.
Oh, we're vibing.
Bitch, it's your podcast. Like,
But
Literally.
do you think that I'm curious about you guys and your stand-up because I always feel like I don't even know where my ideas and jokes come from. Like I know where they come from my life and everything like that, but I feel like I just sit down and all of a sudden it just starts happening. Like it just somehow I feel like I'm tapping into something when conditions are right, when it's nighttime, when I can sit and I'm in my living room or something, a place I'm comfortable and I'm able to like decompress and do my thing, and then it feels like you're having like a friend over. Like it feels like you tidied up everything and you got everything right, and then you're like, all right, well, whenever the muse is ready, I'm ready. Like
my next guest, me.
yeah, my next guest, success. But like, do you guys feel like that? Do you ever feel like you get into that flow state and then you're almost like, wait, I'm writing? Like what? Like, does that make sense? Like,
You want to take it?
Yeah, but then I want you to touch on it. Obviously,
Oh, yeah,
like
of course, yeah.
I truly feel the flow state is orgasmic. Like when I am in that, I am like, let's go.
Let's go.
Like I can't explain it. It's like the first time, I don't know if you guys remember the first time you ever went on stage. You were like, this is right. This is right. I don't
Yeah, it
know
was
how
fun.
the fuck I got here, but this is right.
Oh yeah.
And like when you're writing, that's feeding my soul. And I'm like, me hungry.
Facts.
Right?
Very,
But what's
yo.
yours? Like, I think it's so interesting.
No, it's funny actually because like low key, I wanted to say this anyway, so this is a perfect setup. I feel like we got to destigmatize certain ways of like communicating with ourselves, and the reason I say this because like a lot of the stuff that I would come up with, the reason why it exists is because I said it out loud. So I started developing a habit of just going home and fucking talking to myself. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you do too. And I would just let myself fucking get into the voices, get into the situation, and I'm just acting out the whole thing. And then I'm like, oh, that was weird, unless I write it down or record it, and then it's not weird.
Do you ever talk to yourself on the street?
You know, what's
I
crazy?
talk to myself constantly, dude.
I
People
talk to
think
myself in the street.
people catch
Yeah.
me all the time, and I go like, oh, I'm sorry.
Just have
I used to let
headphones
that
in.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a weird experiment. Sometimes when I get bored, I like to do social experiments. I actually talked to myself on the train. Like I did it to see how people would react to me.
Right,
I wasn't
right.
like loud. I was just like I was talking shit about people. It's like someone gets on the train and they're wearing a suit. I'm like, motherfucker, got a suit on. Da 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 da. And it was weird because I was like, I feel like I understand exactly what these guys who do it without a social experiment feel when they're like, oh, people are kind of put off, but like they also don't know what you're saying. But I've also felt crazy free. I was like,
Is it kind of empowering?
I felt
Yeah.
crazy free.
Because you're like, you
with
know what?
that.
It is funny.
super
It's like
empowering.
it's probably like the fucking like the naked cowboy in the Times Square. Like he must feel like, well, at this point, I
Yeah.
mean, what?
Have you guys seen Naked Cowboy recently?
No, is he not looking good?
No, I haven't seen him in years. I'm worried.
I thought he went to like Vegas or something.
Yeah, I would go probably somewhere where it's warmer. Well, now it's good to be here, but I wouldn't stand out here in the cold, bro.
Oh,
we
That
used to-
shrinkage, getting some turtling going.
Oh,
I don't,
nah,
Lord
Times
knows I don't
Square.
need that. I need all the favors I can get. Okay, I'll be out there in July, naked cowboy. Gosh, jeez Louise. No, but like,
but yeah,
there-
sorry, Naked Cowboy.
I know what you're saying. No, tell me what you were gonna say. Do you feel like it's like, you know, you ever just like see some crazy guy in the train? You're like, I'm almost jealous.
Oh yeah, all the time.
You're like, man, he's gonna go home tonight, or
You're getting
wherever
away
he
with that,
goes,
yeah.
and he
You
probably
got
has
away with
lower
that
blood
shit.
pressure than me. You know,
He's vibing.
he's vibing.
It's kind of spooky, man. Dana, your take, because I'm
No,
curious.
we just don't know what's going on in anyone's head
No, not
or
at all.
anyone's day, and not even to be dismal about it, but like we really don't know if somebody at that moment
You
just
don't know.
got the worst news of their life.
Oh yeah, no.
And like I think once you can remove yourself from like thinking so deeply about yourself of like my day's so packed, I have to do this, and you can take 1 second to like smile at the person across from you on the subway. It's like we are in it together, but it's also on us to like level that playing field, that we are all on the same frequency if we
I
can
agree.
be. Like it is really easy to connect with someone and people don't want to.
Dude, no, I think that was really eloquent how you just worded that, because it yes, fuck yes. Because you know, their nature is funny so everything has like universal rules, right? You guys agree with that? There are patterns that exist in the world. And it's like, if there's anything that I think I understand about nature and the real world, and I mean real world, like not New York City and not like, you know, I mean the real world, like
Jurassic Park.
like Jurassic Park, yes, like Jurassic Park and like Candyland. No, I'm saying like it feels like everything in nature is a stress test, right? Like remember that clip from Planet Earth that went viral years ago of the lizards being born in the sand? And they have to run.
no.
Well, either way, it's this thing where these lizards are born in the sand. That like the eggs are laid and they get
vaguely
born in the
remember
sand,
this,
whatever.
yeah.
And the clip is that the parents leave them and then they go away and then they leave. And then the things have to just hatch, and basically the way nature works is that there are predators that live in those areas where they're born, where the ground is fertile, where they can be born. So the first moment of these things of their life is coming to, and then they just know instinctively to book it to the coast.
Oh shit.
And we were watching it, and like, you know, obviously, and I felt the same way. I was like, what the fuck, man? You just let your babies like, you know, obviously not all of them make it.
Yeah.
They lay like 100 eggs and 40 make it or whatever the fuck, you know, and they just do that all the time. And it's like, part of you respects that because you're like, fuck, man, like nature don't give a fuck. And that's what I think we say a lot. Like, you know, you see a giant tsunami, you're like, man, nature don't give a fuck if there's a city there. Fuck you. There's a tsunami. I actually think nature cares a lot. I think nature is here to stress and test you and allow yourself to refine yourself into what you should be and what your conscience should be and what your soul should be. And you just keep spinning that wheel until you figure it the fuck out. So it's like, do you think that life and these things are tests, and the point of it is to, like, I don't think, like, whatever you want to call it, God or the universe, I believe in that, because there's no way that you just fuck around here and then it's over. You know what I mean? And I'm like, there's too many moving parts for this to all be an accident. So sometimes I used to think of, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I used to think of nature as like scary, but I feel like as I get older, I'm starting to be like, no, dude, that's what all of this is. Like, is you testing yourself every day. You got to fucking get it, right? Like every day you got to get after it. And it's like, that's stressful, but that also is like rewarding. Like, you know, you look back in your life and all of the stressful moments in your life are the ones that you're like, God, that was fun. Like, oh man, that was fun. You know, like, listen, if we're lucky enough to ever fucking make it, then we'll look back and be like, dude, remember when we were doing the Hotdog hour and we would just fuck around and it didn't matter and we could just fucking, turn it on.
Alex, yeah, the cam. Wait,
The cam.
that's what I was gonna. Well, I'll wait until the cam's back. What time is it?
We're probably wrapping it up soon.
No, I'm dead. Like, my circadian rhythm is like, hey babe, you're tired.
It's like
yeah.
It's like almost 9:30.
Oh my god, I've never podcasted this late.
I know, right? We're like really cool.
It is pretty cool.
Shit, yeah, that's pretty late, yeah.
Folks, we had a little technical issue, okay? Lounge Studios is so nice. They made sure everything was charged. Back to Dana.
Nice.
Okay, well, before the intermission, you were saying how, like, one day we'll look back and be like, remember Hot Dog Hour? That sort
Yeah.
of thing. Like, these little moments become memories. We were talking about how we knew you, how we met you. I'll speak for myself. I met you probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
At Broadway Comedy Club. I
Yes.
think it was my first comedy show that I ever did.
No way, really?
Yes.
Shit.
And I met you.
I don't even think you said that. I feel like you probably were lying to us. You're like, I do this all the time. Like,
Probably with like 30 people in the audience that I knew.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're used to this. I don't know.
wait, that's so cool.
And like I remembered how warm your energy was because
thanks, dude.
because that's why we're still connected today. Like, do you guys feel like as you kind of move through life, like you pick people up along the way,
Yeah.
and then you throw people out, and
The
like
train keeps moving.
and like it is just like the Alex train or like the Joygill train, the Dana
Right.
train of like who is getting me closer,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're not, you're dead weight. Get out.
Right.
And like you need to be so aware of like the memories that you have that make you feel a certain way. Like who's there?
Interesting.
And like, yeah, we will look back one day and be like, remember when we did Hot Dog Hour? But like celebrating today, like remember when I met you 3 years ago and like I had never done comedy before.
Right.
And like you were so funny and so inviting.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Like, no duh, we're here today. Like
Right.
that's what this is about.
No, and dude, you're right. And you know, it and like to your point too, something funny that I've realized doing stand up is I used to be so self-conscious about being like, oh, I'm like new. And like, you know, when you like hang out with people who have been doing it for years or you see someone kill and then you're like, oh my God, I'm like fucking so new in this. But like, to your point, something cool in comedy is that most comedians are very, it's like working out where like comedians enjoy meeting a new comic. Like they're like, oh, that's so cool that you're doing it. That's like exciting. That's awesome. Like, how long are you doing it? Oh, that's awesome. Like, wow. But it is about the energy where it's like what you just said to me, like, oh, like the energy of someone like I remember just like every time I'm around you, it's fun. Like you're so nice. You're so caring. Like kind of what you said. Like, it's like, you're just like, it just makes you feel good. And it's also like you were probably like, oh my God, like it's my first time. Like this is so embarrassing. They probably all think I'm like an idiot, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, no one does think that or cares ever about whatever is in your head. But it's like, not only do people either not care, they're actually like how many times have you done something and people like, no, like that's a funny joke. Like there's something there. It's funny. Like keep doing that. And you're like, thanks. Like you didn't have to say that. But it's like people, even if your whole energy like isn't formed yet, I think people can see where it's going or like be like, nah, that's a good like, because it's like, when you ever see something, you're like, that's a good idea. Wow. That's a good idea. Like that's going to, in 2 years, that's going to take off or something. Yeah. Like, it's like, you just know, like you have like a sort of like, I don't know. You just have like a sense about people. Like, it's kind of like what you said when like, I've always loved comedy because I love how you go on stage. No one knows you. No one's ever met you. They're just seeing you now for the first time. They don't know any of your tendencies or your personality. But they can tell if you're nervous. And they can tell if you're like, what's even more fascinating, how many times have you seen someone, you've never seen them before, and you can be like, oh, I can tell you're phoning it in right now. You don't give a fuck right now. You know what I mean? Like you are phoning it in. Like, or like on the flip side where you're like, oh, that guy's nervous. Like, how do you know? You don't know him. But you know, but you can tell. Yeah. You just feel it's like a human phenomenon. You're like, oh God, it's that energy. It's that like, it's that battle of the conscious with the subconscious because you're up there and your subconscious is like, let's do this, man. Let's do this. We're outside, okay? We're inside, but we outside. You're funny. And guess what? We just talked about it earlier. Everyone's made of the universe. So that's you in the crowd. And they're looking at themselves. So there's nothing to worry about. It's like, let's do this, man. We're all human beings. We're out here. We're fucking in this world and we're trying to make it happen and we love each other. And then your consciousness is like, we're on stage! Ah! Like, you know what I mean? And you have to fucking, a good set is just sparring with that, going like, we're on stage, it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
No one laughed at that. Focus.
yeah, right. And you have to keep telling your conscious, oh my God, it's going bad. We have to leave. Your subconscious has to go, hold on, it's all good.
Oh yeah, it's a
all
tug of war
good.
for real. It's like you're in
Your
front of a
subconscious
shooting
is like
galley.
Atlas holding up the world, you know?
Oh my
Like,
God, yeah. That's
It's
so
crazy.
true. But the beauty of the stand-up comedy thing is you can still use like the typical charisma tricks to like get yourself out of it. Like you can laugh to deflate a tense situation, which could be your terrible joke. You know what I mean? But
Could have been your time. Right. Well,
Yeah.
no. Well, what's one of the best things? Like, you know how like every time a joke bombs, you go like, well, that one was for me. And then people love it because they're like, like.
it's funny. There was somebody I would see around when I would do different shows. I just kept seeing them, right? And they kept having haphazard shit happen to them on stage. Like they would like get the wire of the mic wrapped around their leg, or they fiddle, old ass mic, the fucking bass falls out. And the way they would react to it would be like, oh, Jesus Christ, da 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 da. And I was like, yo, that's the funniest shit. Like every time something bad happens to you, you're actually funny. Like you're trying to do like edgy, oh, I shouldn't be saying this as humor in like big 2024, 2023. It's like you can, anyway. But when you fucking have these awkward moments, I remember I wish I told him this, but I realized he probably doesn't want to hear this. He wants to do whatever he's trying to do.
Right.
I was like, bro, when you have these shits happen to you, you're like fucking Jim Carrey. That's your true self, bro. Like, you're like, oh, this fucking Mike's like his entire character shifted where it's like, oh, you're actually like an awkward, kind of electric, spazzy.
You're tapping into yourself finally. Because
exactly.
you're conscious and saying, because that's what everyone does. Like, I love Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
And when I first started doing stand-up, I mean, I'm no fucking expert in stand-up, but when I first was early doing it, I realized that I was talking if I was Jerry Seinfeld, like if it was me playing Jerry Seinfeld in a movie, right? Like where it's like, I would almost be like, why is that happening? Like, and it's like,
It's not you.
yeah, you got to tweak it. And I remember like being on stage and being like, wait, that's not like, I would say it like this, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say, like, you just basically have to fight with your conscience to be like, hey, you know what? Kind of what you said earlier, where you're like, I need to become a person who's not going to get rattled by this. And like, guess what, bitch? I'm me, and I don't care.
No, that's real.
So that's what's up, and you like it or you don't. You know,
I
it's
actually
like,
had a mentor try to tell me to like. Obviously, I ended up doing it, but like, he was like, bro, like you gotta watch like Richard Pryor. You gotta watch like. He was just hammering down Pryor, and obviously I watch it, and I'm familiar with Richard Pryor.
and he's a legend.
He's a legend, but like I had to confront myself because I was like, he's like, you got to learn from Richard Pryor, and I was like, I'm learning.
Yeah,
But then
hold
I
on,
realized,
yeah.
But no, because the thing that I realized was like, yo, like, I actually don't mind being clean. Like, I'm not a clean comic, but some of the shit I find funny has nothing to do with pussy.
Bro, I mean,
You know what
Brian
I mean?
Regan is one of the funniest comics ever. And
Who?
he's Brian
Oh,
Regan, and he's
God,
clean as
yeah.
fuck. He could play a preschool. I mean, but he's hilarious.
And but that's the thing is like, I feel like sometimes people definitely want you to be a certain thing, something that they're more familiar with. They can package it. They can kind of push it to the next person. And it's funny because I remember I would invite some of my friends to come see me, and I would ask them afterward, like not directly, but like later on, like, oh, like, do you feel like you're playing a different person, or did it feel like I was playing a different person? Or they would just come out and say it and be like, bro, like, do you try a character? Because it seems like you're like the same person. You know what I mean? Like, and mind you, I've been in my house like writing jokes and like talking to myself, and I'm inviting friends. I'm just like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, comedy, come through. And they're like, yo, like the stuff you're making fun of is exactly how, like, I don't even feel like the scenarios you're creating are fake. Like, I feel like this really happened to you, and this is exactly what you would do in that scenario and shit. And so it spooked me out when they told me that, because I was like, I've been over here thinking I'm doing a character. I'm trying to be myself, but I'm fighting characterization in a way. So when they told me that, I kind of was like, oh shit, it actually let me lean into myself more, where I'm like, yo, let me say what I would really say, how I would really say it, not trying to be extra edgy or extra cursy or extra wordy, just like, yo, I'm gonna say it how I'm gonna say it, and it might not make sense to the crowd, but normally they laugh because they know it's an authentic expression of what I'm saying. So I put all that, oh, I'm trying to be this comic, that comic, away at that point. I was just like, bro, let me just be me.
Just let me be me.
Let me be me.
Let me
And I
be,
think
bro.
that's what it's all
That's
about,
beautiful.
dude. It's
Thank you.
Listen, they always say life is about growth, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
you grow if you allow yourself to, right? Like your consciousness is not just gonna grow by itself. Like, you have to like tend to it, like it's like a garden or something. You know what I mean? Like, because it could also become rotten, and it could die, and it could like it could get real squirrely. I've met plenty of people who I'm like, your consciousness is dead, okay? Because holy shit.
I love the quote, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Shit.
Whoa. Yeah, it's true.
Like, you can't keep doing the same thing
No.
and expecting something else to happen.
Not at
And
all.
also that falls into, like, everything happens for a reason of, like, you have a gut feeling towards something, go for it. You never know what's going to come from
Bro,
it.
you got to trust shit. And I think that's what the ultimate thing is. I believe that your consciousness is a tool to protect you. You know, I think that it's like anything else. You can't go too far to either
a
side
good way to
for
put it.
something. So I think your consciousness is a muscle you have to exercise that will allow you to grow, you know? I think your subconscious knows who it is, who you are, what you need, and how to do it. And it's that battle between the two of them, right? And it's that feeling, you know, it's that this is not a show that's watched by millions of people, but I really genuinely believe it could be. Like, that's fucking crazy.
You're
Do you
saying,
argue-
you're
yeah, do you
saying
argue
it.
with that? Yeah.
But I don't and I don't care if it sounds stupid, and I don't care if someone thinks like that's crazy, because I believe that. And it's okay. I don't hate someone if they don't believe that. But I'm saying it's like, to what you said earlier, Dana, like, I think part of that growth is saying, you know what? The validation is coming from me, bitch. That's where it's coming from, bitch. I'm validating it. How about fuck you?
When
Eh?
you don't need someone
Big
else.
facts.
when you stop, like, living for other people's approval. You
Amen,
just want to
sister.
approve of yourself. Like,
Hell yeah. It's weird because, like, in my formal work, so to speak, a lot of times I'm looking at the numbers of things. And it's funny because I'm both someone who I'm just like, you guys, like, I'm just like, bro, just believe in the shit. I believe in art
Yeah.
over the numbers.
Right.
And so I always find myself in this funny position where, like, I'll root for people on the purity of what they're doing, but then it's always a struggle of having them understand that this other metrical shit, one, it's some bullshit, but two, it matters in this way that a lot of times it's hard for creatives to package their work to match these numbers or to
Yeah.
attach it to these numbers. And so I always find myself in that spot where I'm kind of like, I'm like looking at both sides of it, like, you should, because they'll be like, bro, what, like the numbers, whatever. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but like, don't think the numbers are saying don't believe in your shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's hard for people
It's
to
just
understand
one piece
that.
of the puzzle, dude. Just like your
Yeah.
conscience is one piece of the puzzle. Don't put all your stock in your conscience. Don't put all your stock in your subconscious. Don't put all your.
Exactly.
It's everything. Life is about balancing the factors and the frequencies in your life, you know. And I'm someone who likes to live in extremes, so that's coming from someone who's trying to change it. You know what I mean? But
Are you Aries, bro?
that's what I think. No, I'm a Capricorn.
Aha.
what are you?
I'm Aries.
What are you?
What do you think I am?
Gemini.
Taurus.
I don't know anything.
No.
Taurus?
No.
Damn.
You're out of luck. You're out of
Leo?
guesses.
Oh.
I'm technically a Virgo, but I've been told I'm like a Leo.
shit.
Wow. So
A
I'm, like,
Leo by
really
trade.
smart.
But
A Leo
it
by
doesn't
trade.
matter,
Okay.
Yeah. Bitches love to be like, you're a Gemini. It's like, so you think I'm two-faced?
It could be your son. Or
Oh, is
something,
that
yeah.
Gemini? Oh my god, I'm sorry. That's not you at all.
I think so.
Oh, fuck Gemini. I hate Geminis.
Me too.
God, I fucking hate Geminis. Guys, let's wrap it up. What the fuck?
Hell yeah.
We just went for like an hour, almost 2 hours. They're gonna kick us out soon. Guys,
was
what?
fun.
You guys were awesome, man. I'm sorry I talked so much this time around. I fucking.
Alex, like, don't ever be sorry for talking so much on your own podcast.
See, this is why Dana's a guest. Okay.
Off the rip.
Wait, also, I thought of a good idea. So, can I tell people what you ended your set with on the other night?
With me? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so Alex, the other night, I don't know if you've heard him say this, but at the end of his set, he goes, I feel like I talked the whole time. I gotta go. So
I like that.
I told my mom about it. I was like, I heard the funniest thing, and she was like, "Can you steal it?" I go, "Mom, no, I'm no."
Can you steal it? Jeez, mom's in the old. Well, listen. To be fair, mom's in the old days. 'Cause back in the '80s, they were slinging. They
No,
were
because
taking.
like she loved it. She was like, "That's hysterical," but that'd be a funny like way to end your podcast.
And we're gonna start right now. Before we go, where can they find you?
Oh, I love that. Brooklyn. No, I'm just kidding.
My address is.
You can find me at Dana Joy Siegelstein on Instagram, at Dana Joy Siegelstein on TikTok. Please follow my podcast called Not That Deep with Dana Joy. You can listen YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
It's a wonderful show. You should definitely listen.
You could find me at For Your Brain on Instagram and YouTube. For Ya YA Brain. Got some cartoons up
good.
there that
For
are
Your
pretty
Brain.
funny. Yeah, For Your Brain, make you think. Yeah, you'll find some fun cartoons up there. That's about it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Guys, you know the fucking deal. www.alexlibutti.com. Buy tickets. I'm trying to change my life. Please! Watch the sketches. Watch the hot dog hour. Watch my stand-up clips. Watch anything. Send me hate mail. Just do stuff so that the internet thinks that
Cancel
people
him.
want to be here, you know? Yeah, honestly, that fucking helps the career too now. Jeez Louise. Guys, what can I say? I feel like I talked the whole time. But guess what? I don't care. My consciousness cares. My subconsciousness is trying to tell me to relax. My super ego is feeling fine. It's like, yeah, what? You're great. You're great.
We love you. Thank
That's
you
about
for
it.
having me.
Oh my God. Thank you guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming. Okay, I'm going to give a telepathic message at the end now. Goodbye.
Nice.
Guys, that was so fun.
Was it fun? I'm sorry, guys. I was going
Wait,
off a lot for
Alex,
this one.
I'm so serious. Like, stop saying
You
sorry.
actually
Like,
enjoyed
it's
it?
actually getting annoying. Like,
Okay, good.
enough. Like,
Okay.
I had.